Oh, take a wild guess what we're unboxing today. Yeah, that's right, Leviathan. Hi there, Chris here with another unboxing for you all. Yes, the long anticipated wait is finally coming to a close. Leviathan, the 10th edition of Warhammer 40,000 will be up for pre-order very, very soon. I do believe as the posting of this video, it is the pre-order. And so here we are looking at the box. A big thank you to Games Workshop for sending me a review copy of this box set. I have been waiting for this and I'm going to dive right in. Man, I'm really excited. I'm very excited. This box is a heavy cardboard box. The thickness is comparable to Indomitus. It's pretty much the same kind of size, I think, and same kind of thickness. It might even be a bit thicker, but there are like 70 something miniatures in here. There are, holy, you could just hear all of the model goodness. Yes, so what are we looking at in this box? This contains Warhammer 40,000 Leviathan, the 392-page hardback book, chapter-approved Leviathan mission deck, Space Marine transfer sheet, includes 72 Citadel miniatures, Space Marines. It comes with Captain and Terminator armor, Librarian and Terminator armor, Apothecary, Biologist, Primaris Lieutenant in Phobos armor, 5 Terminators, 5 Sternguard veterans, 10 Infernus Marines, and a Ballistus Dreadnought. On the Tyranid side of things, we have the Nero Tyrant, 2 Neroloids, Tyranid Prime, 3 Von Ryan's Leapers, Psychophage, Screamer Killer, 11 Nero Gaunts, and 20 Termagants, 2 Ripper Swarms, and 5 Barb Gaunts. Man, they pretty much threw everything but the kitchen sink into this box. Very excited. We've had plenty of previews and reviews and speculation and everything like that. So let's just dive right in and start having a look at the models. Wow. So the box, again, the heavy cardboard gives you all the information. This one here is not shrink wrapped, but it is taped up. So I'm going to grab my trusty blade of destiny, as it were. Is that it? Oh, it's only 2 pieces of tape. It arrived with 2 pieces of tape, as it were. Oh man, I'm excited to see what this Screamer Killer. I'm excited to see how big this thing is. So let's just dive right in. I'm gonna open this up if it'll let me. I like when they get that little vacuum seal in there and you can't quite lift the lid off all in one go. Oh, it opens up and it's like, it almost debates you. You open up the box and it's like, oh, and it's a reverse of the image. But the artwork looks fabulous. We've had this preview of the art. Yeah, very cool. Holy moly. Look at all this. Oh my God. Like, we're going to take closer looks at the sprues, and we're going to also look at the main rulebook and mission books. And I think the main rulebook, we may do that as a separate video. So stay tuned for that. Once we get there, we'll figure it out. So this frame here looks like the Screamer Killer and the Tyrant, Nero Tyrant. Yeah, with the little fellers as well. The little, I can't remember what the hell, Neroloids, something like that. So this one's Tyranids. This one here looks obviously like the Ballistus Dreadnought. Very straightforward. A lot of it is a push fit, looks like a push fit design. You can see like the little pegs and everything like that. Again, we will take a closer look in a little bit. This is also the big Tyranid Gibbly-Gook guy with the tentacles and everything. I don't know. I can't remember what the heck the name is. The Phage one. Yeah. Oh yeah, these are cool. Highly detailed. All the fun stuff is there. Man, there's so much here. Who's this? This is the Librarian. Yeah, this is the Librarian frame. It looks like the entire Librarian is all on this frame. Again, we are going to go through each of these and we'll have a closer look so you can all see the frames in detail. Oh, look at that. It's interesting. His feet are all fixed to the base. This has got to be the Space Marine Captain and somebody else. Or maybe this is just Terminators. Could be just Terminators. Maybe the Captain. I don't know. Another one. The Ballistus Dreadnought. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, man. I am excited for this. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. Terminators. Yep, this is more of the Terminators. Their little Terminator beacon. They look like a really good size. I mean, my hand here is just for a little bit for scale. I know we've had many comparative images as far as how this model stacks up to the previous iterations of Terminators. Which ones are these? The Barb Gaunts? I can't tell. No, these are the Leapers. Oh, this is the Leapers. Is this all 3 Leapers? Maybe just 2 Leapers. Maybe it's 3. All 3 on one frame? That's a distinct possibility. Here is the Captain, it looks like. Yeah, because I see a cloak. This has got to be the Captain and the Winged Prime. It looks very, very cool. Again, I mean, we're going to be taking closer looks at all these frames. Oh, man. Closer looks. Closer look. Some Gaunts. And Rippers. Oh, I like the new Rippers too. I like how they have more movement to them. Oh yeah. Pretty straightforward. Looks like just a couple pieces you plug in, boom, boom, and off to the races, as it were. I'm gonna move this frame over here. So, oh, the Gaunts. The Gaunts look like they're all on like these little frames here. Yeah, so you get 20 of these little fellers. Yeah. How many come on a frame? Looks like 2, 4, looks like 7. 7 per frame, which is probably why you get the odd frame, just to keep the numbers even. We have the Infernus Marines, the Marines with the flamethrowers, a whole squad of them. There's what, 10 of them I think in this box? Very, very cool. Look at that. This one here is another frame. I think they're probably identical. Yeah, I'm going to assume they're identical. Yeah, there's identical numbers. So these are identical frames. So basically, if you're probably picking these up when they are released individually, they probably will come in either 1 frame or 2 frames. What are these? These are the Neurogaunts, or whatever the heck they're called. Barb Gaunts. I can't remember everybody's names. Oh wow, the little Gaunts. They're small, like compared to the Termagants. Oh, they're just little fellers. Look at that. They're just cute little fellers. Very, very cool. Wow. I like these little fellers. Just because they're so small. Oop, a part fell off. Somebody's head. Looks like the librarian's head. Okay, well, don't lose that part. Don't lose that, otherwise the librarian's not going to have any bits. Then, of course, we have the rest of the characters, it looks like. We have, like, the lieutenant, the medic. Who else was in here? Oh, the Stern Guard. So the Stern Guard. So this frame probably will get redone when they release these things individually. So that's my, obviously, speculation there. All right, we get our cardboard divider. Does it have any more artwork on it? It does not. So it just says The Warhammers. Oh, what's this black bar for? Oh, the book. Oh, look at the book. Oh, it's got this cardboard wrap on it. It's like this sleeve. It's not cellophane. It's a huge book. We'll take a look at that in a moment. We also get the Battle for Aughrim. Decide the fate of a world. Very cool. I'll have to block that code. I just showed the code. Transfer sheet. Now, I'm not up on the current Space Marine transfer sheets or anything like that. Is this for... It says 2023, so this has got to be brand new. It's got Raven Guard on here. It's got Raven Guard, Imperial Fists, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, Dark Angels, and Ultramarines, plus a whole bunch of squad numbers, either numerical or Roman numerals, plus with some campaign badges. Yeah, this is cool, man. This is a really good transfer sheet. Like, for whatever, you know, the top 5 kind of Space Marine chapters. I mean, it's Ultramarines, Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Space Wolves, Raven Guard. I don't know, were people clamoring for the Raven Guard one? I know for the Imperial Fist, plenty of people want the Imperial Fist. I would love it if they started doing more Crimson Fist again, but, you know, that's just me and my own silliness. Well, then we take a look under the cardboard. We have our card deck. Oof, it is huge. Look at all the cards. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like Tempest of War. Oh man, look at all this. Oh, it's even got the counters. Oh, the objective markers. Very, very cool. And then, of course, we have a whack ton of bases because, again, we have a whack ton of models in this box set. So, of course, we're going to have a whole bunch of bases. We got like a couple of these, what, these 60s? I don't even know what the heck these are. 60s, the big oval. This is probably for that big... Oh, this bag was already open. That's why there's bases everywhere. It's a bag of bases. Ah! Anyway, yeah, so let's have a look at the frames and get a closer look. Oh, maybe even do a sniff test. I think I might hyperventilate because this is a lot of sprues that I'm going to have a look at. So sit back, enjoy as we take a closer look at these frames. All right, so first thing on the menu is we'll have a look at these Space Marine Infernus Squad. You know what, let's zoom in just a little bit more for y'all. Just a little bit more. We'll fill this whole frame right up. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we're gonna give you guys a closer look at the frames here. Very, very cool. Now this, in the box set, they do give us 2 of these frames. So these are identical. So for everybody out there who's wondering, oh, what does it look like, Chris? Well, it's identical to this one. So you get 2 of these frames. The Infernus Squad. Infernus? I keep saying Infernus, but I could be wrong. This is completely brand new. Let's jump over to the other big frame that had all the other characters on it. Okay, so here's the other frame that has, you know, the characters, the Phobos Marine, the medic, all of that. Oh, and the Stern Guard. Yeah, very, very cool. Oh, man. Lots of details. I think I probably will dive into the Stern Guard right away. Just look at all this detail. Crazy amounts of detail. Yeah, that's the arm for the Phobos Marine. The Phobos Lieutenant, as it were. Man, all these details are really, really fun. I kind of wish the Stern Guard were a little bit more grizzled looking, like their cloth a little bit more tattered and, you know, just a little bit more beat up. Doesn't that make a bit more sense that they're a little bit beat up looking? Stern Guard? I don't know, or is that just me? Maybe it's just me. Yeah, very, very cool. All right, next frame, let's look at the Terminators. So this is the first frame of the Terminators. Focus. There we go. Yeah. Very, very cool. The assault cannon. Look how big that assault cannon is. It's huge. It's huge. Lots of them. The Terminators. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting choices. Like leaving that wide open. And, you know, some of these elements in here. It's kind of like, did that really need to be left open? I don't know, but whatever. I'm not in the room when they decide these things, so, you know. And it's not like they would listen to me anyway, so. Very, very cool. Let's have a look at the... Oh, no, let's have a look at the other Terminator frame. Because this thing had 2 Terminator frames. Maybe some of the other bits are on some of these other frames as well. I have no idea. We'll probably figure that out once we get into the assembly guide. I like that. His legs are separate and his Terminator Honors is just dangling there. Be careful when you clip that out that you don't lose that bit. Otherwise you just have some parchment hanging off somebody's leg. It's like, what happened there? I don't know. Missing a part. And of course, let's have a look at the Librarian. Now the Librarian, I think his head fell off in the packaging. Yeah, I think his head was right there. So, yeah, we're not going to get a good look at his head because I put it in the box at the moment. But you've all seen what his head looks like. And yeah, I don't think there's an option to give him a Terminator head. So I think these are all pretty much monopose and you only do them one way. Oh, that's like a little plug for the base. There's a little skull on the base. I dig all the detail on this guy. Yeah, it's very, very cool. Like the leg armor, like you can see all the little runes and everything on his armor. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. That's gonna be fun to paint. Okay, the Brutalis Dreadnought. So let's have a closer look at the Brutalis. So here's the Brutalis, las cannon, leg or foot and a base. Looks like one part of the shoulder and the other part of the shoulder. The weapon arms. You say shoulder or weapon arms? I don't know. It looks like it's only 2 frames for the Brutalis, which is kind of surprising, I think. The fact that, you know, it's pretty much just straightforward. Yeah, like see like his bolt guns here? They're just kind of like stuck right into the body. See, I like the regular Redemptor Dreadnought because like this part here you can build up and have it open and what have you. Whereas with this kit, obviously you aren't going to be doing that. So just bear that in mind. Some of the posability might not really be there, but I mean, this thing is the, you know, walking gun platform. So like, you know, how much posability do you really need for something like this? But as far as a model kit's concerned, very, very straightforward to assemble that kit. I'm definitely going to have to refer to the instruction guide to see what the deal is with all that. Jumping in over to the Tyranid side of things. This is the Von Ryan's Leapers frame. As you can tell by the big scything talon thingies. Yeah, these guys are cool. Yeah, I like the crazy alien heads. Yeah, those things are cool. And they're not quite as big as I was thinking they were going to be, but I'm actually, you know, like they're a good size. Like, I like that we're not replacing a Lictor, I think. I mean, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but yeah. Quite a bit here. The Von Ryan Leapers. All right, next one. This one here is the Neurogaunts. And these little fellers are just small. Like, look at, he's the size of my fingertip. Look how small he is. They're just little wee fellers. It looks like they're probably just about 2 parts, maybe 3. I mean, 3 probably pushing it. But yeah, and then of course we have the Barb Gaunts over on the other side of the frame. Lots of detail. Again, very simple and straightforward assembly, it looks like. It looks like it should not take you long. So everybody out there who is picking up this box for the first time, yeah, you're going to be able to dive right in, assemble this up. And yeah, you probably won't even need much glue. And for all you new people out there, use plastic cement. Don't use super glue or any other glue. Just use plastic cement. Next, we're going to look at, oh yeah, this is the Terminator Captain here. So the Terminator Captain, very, very cool. There's a face option here. It's like, hey, look at me. And of course we have the Winged Prime. We have the Winged Prime here. Very, very cool. Yeah. And surprising too, he's all in one frame as well. But I mean, again, these are pretty straightforward assemblies, right? It's like big body, slap the torso half on, slap his head on, put the wings, legs, and he's done, right? So they're really, really straightforward. All right, let's look at the Termagants. Now these are all, there are what? 2 of these double frames and then 2 more of these smaller frames. And the last 2 smaller frames look like they are identical, as you can see there, kind of. So yeah, so these are pretty much probably 1 or 2 configurations of the frame. Probably only 2, but let's have a closer look at one of the frames, because again, there's so many that, you know, they're going to be really, really fun to put together. Yeah. Termagants and Rippers. But only 2 Rippers in the box. So I wonder how important Rippers will be in this next edition, or, you know, at least in the updated rules for this faction, you know. Because I know like a lot of Tyranid players back in the day used to take Ripper Swarms all day long. Just because, you know, they obviously would tie you up and, you know, wear you down and all that, right? This one here is the Phage. What the heck's he called? I can't remember. I don't have the thing in front of me. Nice, big, chunky model. Very straightforward assembly and parts. He's basically 2 halves and just a bunch of legs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. He's just half a body, right? It's also got the pegs, so you can connect it all up, right? You got the pegs and then the holes. And of course, you got all the limbs, plug in. And I'm sure this will all become more obvious when we get into the instruction guide is how to assemble this all. And the last frame we're gonna look at is the Screamer Killer and the Nero Tyrant. Man, these parts are so darn big. Like this piece here is like about almost 4 inches, maybe about 4 inches. It's a pretty darn big model. I know I've made comments about the Scything Talons, but that is pretty big. That's bigger than my finger. Then of course we also have the Nero Tyrant and his little bodyguard of whatever the heck they are. Ooh, lots of brains. He's got lots of brains. He's a really smart guy. I know that was dumb. Yeah, very, very cool. Look at the little arms. Oh, and the Screamer Killer's legs. Are the Screamer Killer legs one piece? No, they are not. They are two halves. Very interesting. And of course, the Screamer Killer's other part of his body is back of his carapace. Yeah, and the other Scything Talon. Yeah. Yeah, I like the straightforward nature of these things. And yeah, they look really, really cool. Man, I think we got to come in for a sniff test, right? We got to come in for the sniff test. Oh, they're just so cute and small. Ugh. Oh man, I almost blacked out. Almost blacked out. All right, let's get on with the rest of the review. And so the last thing to look at out of the box is the main rulebook. It has this paper binding material that will hold the mission and assembly guide. And it's not taped or anything like that. Well, it's got like a piece of tape here, but I mean, you can just pretty much slide the assembly instructions out. The assembly instructions are pretty darn thick, as well as, oh, where's the mission book? Where is the mission book? Okay, paper sleeve. Paper sleeve is off. Now, with the book, with the core rule book, we are gonna do this in another video. So click, up that way and see the useless review of Leviathan. But we're gonna continue on and we are gonna have a peek at the assembly guide. Assembly guide, pretty straightforward. Whole bunch of frames. Yeah, the Dreadnought is just the 2 frames. Well, 3 frames technically, but yeah. So he's just 3 frames. Putting everything together, pretty straightforward. Stern guard, yeah, I wish the stern guard were just a little bit more, like, kind of beaten up. Terminators look fantastic. I dig the Terminators. I've mentioned that many, many times. The Infernus squad, I mean, it's cool. Big, long-range flamers. Yeah, the Dreadnought is super easy to put together. Oh, we get a little profiles here of the models. Wing Tyrant Prime. Or Tyranid Prime, Nero Tyrant, and his little bodyguard, Screamer Killer. Screamer Killer is pretty straightforward. The Von Ryan Leapers, the Termagants, the Neurogaunts. The Neurogaunts are probably my favorite at the moment, as they're just too darn cute. Barbed Gaunts, very, very cool. Get some assembly guide, or painting guides. The Psychophage, big old monster with tentacles and spewing out smoke and what have yous. And then the profiles for them. Now, I thought there was a campaign guide in here, but maybe it's in the main rulebook. I have not had a look through it yet, but that is it. And so that is the unboxing of Warhammer 40,000 Leviathan, the 10th edition. It is here. Hurry up and get your pre-order. Hopefully you get your hands on one and without a minimum of fuss. Big thank you to Games Workshop for sending me a review copy of this box. Big thank you to my patrons. Without your support, these videos would not be possible. If you're considering Patreon support, click the link in the description below and you'll be taken off to a magical website of Patreon. And a huge thank you to all my patrons for their continued support and all you brand new ones as well. If you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, subscribing, commenting, ringing the bell, all of that helps the channel as well. And all it takes is a couple of clicks of a button and you're helping me out a great deal. And a huge thank you to everybody who takes time to do that. Take care of your brushes, they'll take care of you, and I will see you in the next unboxing and useless review. Maybe a battle report. Maybe some painting tutorials. Ooh, let's get some painting tutorials. Maybe let's do up a Terminator. Ooh, what scheme should I do the Terminators in? Ooh, decisions. I think I'm gonna do all the Space Marines, I think one chapter. I'm gonna do the Space Marines as one chapter. I know I keep talking about doing this, but everybody who's been listening to me knows what I'm gonna paint these Space Marines. The Tyranids, ooh, I don't know. I could go back to my classic Tyranid scheme. I used to paint my Tyranids way back in the day. Anybody who's been listening to me go on and on about the good old days way back, yeah, you know what scheme I have for my Tyranids. And in fact, maybe by the time this video airs, I will have some fresh tip tutorials ready for y'all. Hopefully, here's keep your fingers crossed. Okay, bye.